thank you for tuning in tonight. Welcome to Dead Letter Omissions. I'm very excited to have a great guest of a band that I think is doing some of the slickest, coolest stuff in black metal right now. So tonight from Norway, we have Marvin.
Yeah.
And I'm joined by the producer and co-host Jeremy Dyson. And Marvin
how's it going?
And
thanks for joining us, Marvin.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about his band, and they just had a new album drop, about 3 months ago?
Yeah.
Keiser. And I don't know if you haven't heard them. I think after this podcast, you should definitely check it out, or check it out now and then pause it and come back to it. But their new album, Our Wretched Demise, is I think one of the best black metal albums that I've heard in quite a while. So thanks, appreciate you coming, Marvin. How you doing tonight?
I'm glad to be here. I'm doing good.
Yeah
good. Despite the pandemic.
Yeah, so how has that affected you guys? I mean, were you trying to postpone the new album as long as you could to, hopefully things kind of got back into place and you'd be able to tour on it right away? But within that, you got signed too this year, right?
Yeah, we started mixing the album in March, I believe. So when the pandemic came, we were in the last phase of establishing the album. So I sat down and mixed it right after Norway went into a lockdown, and soon after that we had the time to look for a label. So we've been thinking about doing a lot more live gigs, but unfortunately we can't due to the pandemic. So yeah.
So what was the last show that you guys played? Because I know on your website you had, I know last year you played with Gehenna.
That was in 2000.
There was a couple fests in your.
Yeah, that was in 2017, but Gehenna didn't manage to attend that concert. So the headliner for that night was Order, which is two of the original members from Mayhem that played in Oslo instead. So Mannheim and the vocalist, I don't remember his name, Billy, I think his name is. They played instead of Gehenna.
So
cool. You mentioned go ahead. Sorry. I was gonna say you mentioned that you mixed the album. So did you do all the recording and stuff yourself?
We recorded the drums in a studio at a friend's house, in his basement actually. He's remodeled it into a recording studio, and all of the guitars and bass Michael and John did at home, and we reamped it at our rehearsal space, and the vocals were done in our rehearsal space, and I mixed it, and Lawrence from Obey Mastering mastered it.
It sounds really good. So great job, man. Good on you.
Yeah, thanks.
It sounded great.
I'm really happy about the outcome. It was much better than the last record, in my opinion. Mix wise.
Yeah, no, I would agree.
Yeah,
I would absolutely agree. And actually, I kept finding myself listening to the album over and over, and it was, I saw you guys had a couple singles on Bandcamp, and before you put this album out, it looked like your previous releases, there was 3 singles that you had come out with. Did you press those, or was that really just kind of shop some labels that might be, I guess
No,
adjacent to what you guys were trying to do.
the last album we did everything ourselves. With all the singles and things that dropped. This time it was all non-Serbian records who did the job, because we had the label ready when we started to release the new music.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
I gotcha. And why did you decide to land with non-Serbian? Was it the bands that they're putting out? Because they're from,
Netherlands.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it's not too far from you.
yeah. No, no, it's just a short trip. But yeah, we put up a website, a closed website, and just sent some emails to different kind of labels, and non-Serbian came with a good deal for us. So, and um, our rehearsal space, there's another band which is Nexorum, who is also signed to non-Serbian. So
Oh, cool.
it was an easy choice, really.
Oh, I do have some questions, but just would like to start with going into some of the influences on the new album, because what I like about it is there's just so many dynamics. I mean, it reminds me of Dissection. There's key changes mid-song. There's a lot of mid-pace stuff, and you don't overdo the it's not like war black metal where it's just constant in your face. I mean, you really give variety, and I thought it was cool that the title song of the album you ended with, and it's a beautiful song, man. I mean, there's some great
Thank you.
guitar playing. You got like acoustic interludes, and it builds up. I know there's one song in particular that I'm bad with remembering names of songs, so I took some
No
notes.
problem.
But yeah, like I'd say Scourge and Shroud,
Yeah,
where it just completely breaks out to like an acoustic type situation, and it builds up. My question is, what are some of the non-metal influences that that you take on or you kind of carry with you in your DNA?
well, I listened to a lot of, or did listen to a lot of blues, and I know for a fact that Michael listens a lot to like this. What's it called? Synth wave kind of things and bands. So we're kind of glad, or we like the melodic aspect of music as well as I like Vardruna and Kari Bremnes, which is a Norwegian artist. So I really, and I also like listening to black metal, but it doesn't. Yeah, I mean, you gotta have a wide spectrum of music that you listen to, because then you stop, or you don't like stop your own progress in having a wide music aspect. No problem.
No, you mentioned Wardruna,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of obvious folk influences on black metal, especially in your part of the world. Is that something that you want to kind of explore more with just I guess the nature part of, where you come from and how, big of a part of Norwegian and Swedish black metal that is.
Yeah, personally, I think that maybe writing about it would be fun, but it's not necessary. We could like play with the aspect of doing more vocal stuff in that kind of genre. But we have some kind of parts in some songs from the last album and on this album where there are some clean vocals in the background. So I think we kind of play with it now as well, but maybe we could nurture it more on the next album. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I like what you guys are doing. The melodic structure of the songs, it's cool because I mean you even have what is song to Prelude to War, or
Yeah, that's the first. That's the intro track.
that intro. Like you would think by that name it'd be like Gorgoroth or like something just like full on, and it's more mid pace like Nera Satiricon kind of like pace to it, and then it just it keeps developing layers. And I noticed because the first song I heard was God, I forgot the name of it, but you put out a trying to think here. Oh yeah, Scourge of the Wicked. And
Yeah,
that was the first song that I heard by you guys, and I was taken back because that middle section is just so melodic, and it doesn't remind me of any black metal material that I typically listen to.
but yeah, on that especially that song, I was kind of saying my uh, like, are people going to like this, or are they going to see it as a too much of a difference? Because we have like the whole spectrum on the Scourge of the Wicked. You have the black metal part, and then you have this black and roll part, and then you have this like melodic solo, and then back to the black metal part again. And yeah, I kind of was I was kind of what do you call it? I was kind of excited, or how the feedback for the song would be, because of it's such a wide spectrum of parts. It's, yeah.
Yeah, we just went through like going through our whole end of the year list and trying to like decide like what was the best, this kind of metal, and like listening to your album in particular, and it was one among a number that were kind of puzzling in this sort of way, where you can pick out like you're at some points you're like, okay, well this sounds more thrash, and then at some points you're like, well this definitely sounds like black metal, and then at some points you're like, well this sounds like more of a carryover from like older metal, like death metal, or what have you. But I think it's good that there's so many bands that are sort of combining all of these things simultaneously. It's too easy to get bored when people don't, and you guys definitely keep it interesting with your songwriting. How does the songwriting work with you guys? Do you like get together and just jam it out, or
It's some songs are figured out in the rehearsal room, which when Michael has some riff, or I have a drum beat, or some kind of idea of what to do. Some songs on the last album was written in only by Michael, and then he programmed some drums, and then I made my own parts afterwards. So it's a kind of a, like, I don't know, 50-50 ish. Some songs are made in the rehearsal room and some are made at home, I guess.
Mhm.
But the last product is when, before we go into recording, we have uh, all of us have gone through the songs and said, well, we're happy with this. So every part and every aspect of the song is um, approved by the members, or approved.
That's cool.
Yeah.
When you guys started in what 2015, I guess that's when you
Yeah.
guys
Me and
officially became
Michael,
a band.
we met at a university, which you studied music, and we liked metal, and so we eventually got to making Keiser after a diversity of projects and stuff before we eventually made this band.
No, it's cool. So you guys met in music school, and you can
Yeah,
tell because the guitar playing is really like it's shredder stuff, like for sure.
yeah,
Like it has a lot in common with like the Joe Satriani's of the world, but coming in and kind of floating over. But you can completely tell that the guitar players like and yourself, you have some kind of background, and you didn't form the band to be Dark Throne necessarily. Like it's pretty progressive. It really is.
yeah. Michael is a shredder, and yeah, we both like the diversity of music, and um, one of the influences for Michael is Vector, which has a lot of progressive elements to it, and he also
Vector.
like Dillinger Escape Plan. So we have like an diversity of bands, which is doing a lot of different things in their songs. So I think mainly we want to not get bored by our songs. I think that's why it's so maybe changing, and yeah.
Well, at the end of the day, you're the ones that play them over and over again in front of people. So, oh, it's good having the diversity and the pace, and you know, like I've played in death metal bands and bands want to go home. It just becomes monotonous and not very but opening up, like I asked you before, and you said like some of the dark wave stuff kind of, but I've always found it interesting that like 80s pop bands and all that synth stuff, what it was good for is having these defined melodies or harmonies where you can project that in any other form of music, but it kind of brings it back to the listener really catching those little hooks and cue somewhere so they want to listen to it again.
Yeah, we're especially if, kind of we're fans of the hooks as well. We want to have this melody that you remember and you maybe go and sing on, that you don't, yeah, you can't put your finger on where does that melody come from, and then it's this song, I especially like when other bands do that to me, when I suddenly have this melody in my head, and what is this, and then I figure it out a couple of weeks later, that it's this band. Oh yeah. uh, you know
No, it's cool. You can totally tell. You can totally tell you guys have this songwriting education, and it's awesome. And I think that's what made your album one of the best albums that came out last year. And it was a competitive year. I mean,
Yeah,
Jeremy and I probably went through between us 700 albums because everyone's quarantined. Um,
yeah,
if you're putting something off as far as writing or learning how to get around a DAW, or you had all the time in the world, especially bands that were excited to I saw a lot of bands that were going to release an album in February, and then it was March, and then around end of April people were like, fuck it, like we're just going to put it out because we have no
yeah,
idea when this is going to happen. And a lot of those same bands are putting out albums, they're almost done recording their next album, because there's
yeah.
just been so much time. So, um,
Yeah, we've been
yeah,
hitting the
it's
rehearsal.
been cool. Well, but I appreciate it. But this has been a great year for you. You got signed, you put out a new album, um, and you probably got a lot of time to digest that and get a fan base. And how are you, I guess, in lieu of being able to play live, have you found some new routes as far as how you're trying to promote, or
Uh,
has the record label maybe taught you some stuff, like a social media perspective?
well, we try to be active on social medias, and we are thinking in ways how to get our music out to more people during during this pandemic, because we can't play live. We have we had 2 shows in January, the 15th and 16th. I don't think they will be. I don't think we're going to do that or do those shows because there's more after Christmas, more. It's what's it called? It's more.
More
In
cases.
a spike.
Yeah, more
Yeah.
cases, a spike,
Yeah.
and then the government is closing, closing area concerts and stages, and places for drinking beer, bars and stuff.
So they actually had that open
Yeah.
for a while for you guys, though, huh? That was
Yeah, because there hasn't been a lot of cases in Norway, because I don't really know why, but it's I think I
You guys
imagine
follow
it's
direction online.
yeah we did.
You guys don't think everything's a hoax?
No,
That's our
I
culture.
think I think your I think it's some other cases in the United States.
Yeah.
But over here we aren't that large of a country as well, so it's easier for us to go inside. And now in winter it's cold, so we don't go outside. So
Yeah. Well, so you guys are actually like booking stuff for this year, though, even if it's not this month, but like you guys think you'll be able to play over there again pretty soon, right?
yeah, we're trying. We have a show in Oslo in March, I think, which maybe will happen. I don't know, but we're trying to rebook the live shows for later this year, because maybe after the summer, in the autumn and winter, November maybe, it will be fine to play live again, I hope, because the promotion of this album has been completely different due to the last record, and now we have a label which is helping us. We have a PR agency that's helping us, and we have so much more momentum now, and we lack the bit that we enjoy the most, and is going out and play live. So I'm hoping that it will be possible soon.
No, it's cool, man. And I found it interesting that trying to do research on you guys and going on Metallium and like there's not a lot of interviews out there, for you guys at all. So I was surprised because it's like I said, your album is one of the best that came out last year, and it's cool. And that's why we do this, just
Yeah,
to bring attention to bands we think deserve it. So I really appreciate you even doing this. But we did try and make it kind of fun, and you sent me a list of
yeah.
influential albums. So was this agreed upon with the whole band, or is this just personally yours?
No, the 5 last one is mine, and the 3 first one is Michael's, and Death Individual Thought Patterns is John,
Okay.
our bass player, and Megadeth Peace Cells is our rhythm guitarist, William.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's diversity.
So, yeah. No, it is. So I'm going to read through these real quick, and if you don't mind, just give me a little rundown of, maybe why, you guys picked these albums. But
Yeah.
it starts with Enslaved.
Mm.
Why did you pick Beyond the Within?
I believe
What is
that's
it about that album
Michael's. I believe that's Michael's pick, but I think he likes the progressive and progressive aspect of Enslaved, and that is also a band that isn't afraid to
do whatever
Experiment.
they want.
experiment with the genre. Yeah. So I think that's why and it's a great record. So I think it's why I chose that.
No, it's a great choice. And so he also had Iron Maiden and Bathory. That was
Yeah.
Michael.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Iron Maiden, I believe
was that you, or was that someone?
No, that's our rhythm guitarist, William.
Megadeth.
Yeah.
Okay. Primordial and Demo.
That's me. Primordial. Yeah. Primordial is a band from Ireland. Yeah. And Demo was the first black metal band I ever heard, so that was an easy choice for me. And I believe that was the first record I also heard.
Great
that
production.
really great production as well. And I believe that was Nick Barker who played drums on that one, and he's a big influence of mine. So
yeah, he's a beast.
He is. He is.
I saw him on tour with Nuclear Assault.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then who's Slayer, Immortal, and Corpse?
Slayer, Immortal, and Cannibal Corpse is me.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, because I chose the 5 last ones.
I got you.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Kill album when it came out was mind blowing. Like that charts. Like I think that was the next level for Cannibal Corpse for sure.
Yeah, they made a statement with that album. In my opinion, it was it was a fist in your face. It's a punch in your face. It was a really brutal album, really.
So you guys got any plans for like touring outside of Norway in the near future, or
hopefully
look there?
Hopefully we'll get to that when it opens up. We don't have any plans about it now, but I really want to go on tour.
Yeah.
And play a lot of shows.
If
seems
if you
like,
could
yeah.
pick, who would you like to tour with if you had your pick of like bands you'd like to play with?
Tough choice. Uh, maybe Dark Funeral, maybe.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and if I had to pick one of, and Slayer, maybe that would be awesome.
You got a big crowd then for sure.
Yeah.
Go with the crowd size, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, that would be mind blowing if we have to open up for, or have to warm up for Slayer. That would
Yeah.
be crazy. Yeah.
Well, I mean, with the way festivals are too, you never know. You get the right festival, and you know, you could end up opening up for some pretty crazy bands.
Yeah. There's a lot of festivals in Europe, which is really great sizes of festivals, which have a diversity of bands. So maybe the chances that we play some festivals
I
next
know
year's next year.
like me personally, I'm hoping, when this is all like over with in the, see, we've been talking about some bands on our podcast that like you guys,
Mm.
haven't been to the US, at least since we've heard of them, since we've been listening, and our chances of seeing them over here are not all that great, like especially like all of them, so
Yeah.
it's definitely like all of this has made me realize when this is over, it'd be great to be able to travel and go to some of those festivals, because there are so many really good bands out there, um, in countries all over Europe, New Zealand, all over the
Yeah.
place that we're just not really getting the chance to see here. But that being said, I hope at some point you guys get on the road and maybe even do a US tour. That would be cool.
That would be awesome. I haven't been in the US, so it would be cool to travel in a nightliner in US with some band. It would be awesome.
Yeah. I was just gonna ask how you've been killing the time, with since the pandemic, like outside of music. Obviously, you've been working on music. What are you doing just to like, you know, hang out or whatever?
Uh, I've been playing a lot of video games.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah. Right
We were
now I'm
just
doing right now I'm currently playing Assassin's Creed
Oh
Valhalla.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Cool.
So I played that for before this interview.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we just had
Yeah.
Jimmy from Jungle Rot on like last month, and he was telling us how he's been streaming on Twitch now because he can't
Yeah.
play shows or anything. So, but he's playing Call of Duty on Twitch. I was wondering, like, yeah, how many bands, if we ask that question? So, what's your video game everybody's been playing that during quarantine?
Yeah, I believe everybody is doing either things they like video games or something, or just trying out new hobbies, I guess.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, we
you
got
got the time, for it
Cyberpunk.
now. Hmm?
We just,
No, I haven't tried that one yet. Is it good?
um, I don't know. I got it from my sons, but they said something about Keanu Reeves, and you could change the style of your
Oh,
dick.
Okay.
Cyberpunk.
And I was
Yeah.
like, what are you talking about? Yeah. So yeah, there needs to be further investigation as to what you know that means. I don't
Yeah,
know
that's the
either.
new feature is that you can
If
customize your characters, you know,
their dick.
if that's what you're into in your video games. Other than that, I heard it sucked, is what I've heard, but
Yeah, I haven't heard a lot of good things about that game, but
But once you customize
I,
your
I have
dick,
to give it a try.
I mean, does that have any bearing on the game?
That
Like
gotta
if
be the
it's
first game,
totally
right? That allows you to do that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're breaking some sort of ground there. I don't know if it's good or not,
Yeah.
but
I hope so. Yeah. I'll let you know once I understand what the hell. So I wanted to do something that we're gonna call the Fast 12. So just 12 questions where whatever comes to your mind first. If you want to elongate it, awesome. But I don't want to spend too much time on every question or get you in a hole. But
Yeah.
is that cool with you?
Yeah. So you say something, and then I'll just say the first thing I.
Yeah, like your initial reaction.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, well, let's do it. Favorite late night food?
Oh, pizza.
Favorite go-to movie when you don't know what you want to watch?
Lord of the Rings or Star Wars.
Favorite album to drive to?
Slayer. Rain and Blood. Gets you going.
How do you relax?
Play video games.
Album you wish that you wrote?
Ooh, Pink Floyd, The Dark Side of the Moon.
Favorite album or band that you would not want to admit to in public, which is ironic.
I don't remember the album, but Hannah Aldridge has released a good album. I don't remember what's the name of the album right now. Hannah Aldridge.
All right. Your favorite venue to play?
Good Omens in Trondheim is great every time.
Favorite new black metal band?
Bifrost is a Norwegian black metal band from Bergen.
Can you spell that?
I can write it to you later.
All right, well, we'll post it in the description.
Yeah.
When this is all over, city that like you're the city you most aspire to play in.
Paris, maybe Germany, or yeah, maybe New York will be fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
The ultimate lineup for your dream tour that you were on.
Dream tour
would be.
Yeah, it would be. It would be. Slayer and us.
You and Slayer.
Yeah, hand in hand.
I guess they're doing a new band. It's just Slayer, but with Phil and Selmo singing. Can you just put a chair over here? Maggie's going to be joining.
No, okay.
Maggie's the real star of our podcast. She's
okay.
Check one, check
People
two,
watch us.
check one, check two.
Can you hear?
Hey, Maggie.
Yeah, I can hear you. Hey, Maggie.
Hi. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good. What time is it over there?
1:21 after midnight. Yeah.
After midnight.
but
Well,
it's
we only got a few more. We're doing like a
no,
quick, 12 questions. Jeremy, if you think
yeah.
of any more, let me know. But favorite non-metal album?
Dark Side of the Moon.
All right,
Oh, nice choice.
we
It's
got a
a
twofer.
Yes.
classic. But
Yes, that is good. Really good.
All right, and this is a ringer.
okay.
What do you think, with all that's happening right now, of ob- objectively of America? And you're not going to offend us, I promise.
Oh yeah, we got thick
That's a
skin.
tough one to. That's a tough one to answer. I think it's from my point of view, it's good that you got a new president. But
Our president?
Although the one
yeah,
that will be, yeah.
the one that will be. But I'm basing my knowledge on what I get from the Norwegian media. So don't quote me on that. But it's I'm hoping that the vaccine will help and that your country will rise from it, I guess.
Yeah, we do too. It's a real goddamn mess over here right now.
Yeah, I don't
It's a
really
shit
know
show.
what's happening over there due to we get a lot of media just, but it's kind of not giving
What
us
whatever they're telling you, it's probably worse. It's worse here.
yeah, maybe.
It
But we don't
probably
know
is.
because I am not. Yeah. But that was a hard question to answer. Really rough
Well, everybody
one.
wants to be.
Yeah, I didn't want to keep it very specific. Just kind of, for us, I think we want to know, like
We
what
do.
Yeah.
other people are thinking.
I do believe that we all want to know, like, what is everybody else's opinion looking in. Like, we don't see what everybody else sees. We see
Mm,
what, you know, we're given. But,
yeah.
the idea of everybody else looking in on us is, uh, I think it's pretty important.
It's horrifying.
It's horrifying, but it's also important to know how we're seen. It's
Yeah.
like the cartel, you want to know what you're looking at, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, thanks for doing that, man. You're our first international guest, and you're the first person to be asked those questions. So I do
Well,
appreciate it.
I hope I answered satisfyingly.
No, you did. Yeah. Yeah. What are some of the bands you've been listening to?
Why is my axe down here?
It's my ex.
Why is it here?
Is that chopping he had to do
My
earlier?
axe.
He's the severing.
Literally my ex.
Are you sure?
Mhm.
Because mine looks pretty similar to this. You just decided to bring the axe down here?
So anyway,
Seems
Gade, what
Yeah.
what system do you play video games on?
Xbox and computer.
Oh, nice.
Why is it here?
I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to get your gamer tag after all this.
Yeah.
Play
Of
some
course.
games, man.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. I'm glad that you invited us, or invited me, or Keiser, for doing this. It was really awesome. I think you're the first interview, podcast interview we are doing in the United States as well. So it's been a pleasure.
That's awesome, man. I hope you guys make it here soon.
Yeah, I would love to play the States.
Yeah, and please let us know. Our closest city is Chicago.
Okay.
We're within an hour, from the city. We're from that city. But yeah, it'd be great to hook up, or if there's anything we could do to help out, or if someone needs a place to crash, or just absolutely.
Yeah, that would be
just keep
awesome.
us in the loop.
I'm a good
Yeah.
cook. I will feed you.
Well, I'm a good cook as well.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Is that a feud?
new experience during the pandemic, I guess.
Yeah. Well, perhaps we should cook together then. I know I did a bunch because I was upstairs actually cooking, and my daughter's up there. Um, but
Mm.
I want to know more about like where you're at, in Norway. What is it? You know, everybody in death metal has this, you guys are on a pedestal, because it's Norwegian death metal and dark in the woods and in the forest. And that's super, that's
Yeah,
what it is. And everybody kind of puts that on a pedestal.
yeah. Well, I kind of look at us just as, or my band, Keiser. I look at us as just four guys who like music.
Right, of course.
We're not the kind of on a pedestal or anything. We're just, yeah, two of us is music teachers, and one of us is a car mechanic, and
You're not
one
burning
of
the
us is
bridges.
a student. So we're just doing what we like, and that's just playing music.
Yeah. I mean, over
Yeah,
here on this side, everybody, looks to Norway as, this extreme, you know, metal. And, I think everybody over here, as far as I can see, looks to that as like the, the pedestal of where metal comes from.
I wouldn't say where metal comes from. I just think it's the black metal scene. They did a really good job of making impact on the aesthetic.
Yeah.
yeah,
Just like New York hardcore. It's a place that if you think of the late '80s, early '90s, I wouldn't drop off the most notorious Norwegian black metal band in that neck of the woods. But it was real, and Florida in the late '80s and in '90s. With Deicide and Obituary and Death and all those bands. So yeah, it's cool to have
and
such a
yeah. You have
prosperous
yeah. You have kind of like
can I come in?
these two waves in Norway right now. You have the ones that do the like keeping on the true part of it, with the makeup and the scenery and everything with the skulls, and yeah. And then you have the other part, which is uh, just doing it because we like playing the music. Because it's extreme music, but we usually just have the T-shirt of our favorite band on when we play live.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, I put you guys up there with like some pretty awesome bands. Like I get feelings of Dissection. I get moments of Master of Puppets. With the switching of keys, which is vital and doesn't happen enough, I think, in a lot of black metal. But yeah, knowing that two of you, not you and the other main songwriter, it seems like, if I got that correct. But
yeah, Michael.
it's cool. Yeah, that's really cool, and I think you guys are going to do really well and go very far.
Yeah, I hope so.
I kept coming back to your album this last year. Like I kept putting it on over and over again. I just think it offers quite a bit.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm glad to be a part of the show, and if you want us back, just let us know. We have already written like 3 or 4 sketches for new songs, so we're currently just doing
Nice.
what everybody else is doing, just making the most of the time we have right now.
All right, let's let this man sleep. It's very late there.
All right.
Thank you so
All right,
much,
Yeah.
for sure.
No problem, man. It was a pleasure.
All right. Cool. Well, thanks for coming on, everybody. Please please check out Keiser's new album. I think you'll be surprised. Is there a good place to get merchandise, or through the record label, or anything you can plug?
We're currently working on getting new merch, so I would wait a little bit. But I guess our label will be posting that, or you will find it on our Facebook when we have that ready. And you can buy the CDs and vinyls on Seasons of Mist or on Non-Serviam webshop.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Non-Serviam or Seasons of Mist. Please support these guys. They're doing a great job. They're trying to do it during a pandemic, so eventually, they stay together, and they get to tour here in the near future. So thanks everyone for tuning in to Dead Letter Emissions. I completely appreciate it, where we do everything hard, heavy underground, be it music or horror movies. Thanks, and have a good night.